Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Two news stories, three news stories rather. First, the story is about fighting in Sudan, which seems to be now approaching Ethiopian border. Yesterday, rapid support forces, in a surprise attack, took control of a main city in a state in Sudan, which shares border with Ethiopia. Thousands of Sudanese have been displaced. They're entering Ethiopia because of this new attack. RSF fighters are going to reach Ethiopian borders now, it seems. Are they about to reach Eritrean border too? We'll talk about that. Secondly, Werede and Migbe were seen yesterday. Where are they? General Werede, Tadasa Werede, and General Migbe. Thirdly, Gondar viewers, where an attack was carried out yesterday by Fano fighters in Azizo sub-city. Let's start with the first news story, which is from Sudan. Viewers, in recent months, RSF came under pressure. I told you that RSF lost their gains in Umdurman. They were under pressure in Bari too. It was mainly due to introduction of new weaponry, especially drones by Sudanese military. Iran is providing drones to Sudanese military. Russia is coming to the support of the military as well. So military had momentum on its side. It retook some territories. RSF's offensives were halted. But things changed in the last few weeks. RSF are back on the offensive. Again, they have gained momentum, not just in Western Sudan, but in Southern Sudan, Eastern Sudan, to the areas close to Ethiopian, Eritrean borders. In a surprise attack yesterday, rapid support forces took control of a main city in Sinnar. Sinnar is a Sudanese regional state. It shares border with Ethiopia, shares border with Gondar, with Blue Nile State. And yesterday, rapid support forces, in a surprise attack, took control of a main city in Sinnar. Sinja is the name of the city. I think it is the capital city of Sinnar. The 17th Infantry Division, headquarters of the military, overran by Rapid Support Forces, RSF, in control of Sinja, which is capital city in Sinnar regional state. People scared, fleeing. Around 10,000 people entered Ethiopia in the last 24 hours. Sudanese refugees entered Ethiopia from Sinnar state. By the way, the Sudanese refugees who are in Ethiopia, who have been in Ethiopia for months, they've been complaining of lack of provision of basic necessities. They have been complaining about attacks by Amhara militia members. And I think they staged a sit-in too at Ethiopia Sudan border. They wanted to return to their country. So those who entered Ethiopia months ago, they want to return to their country because of the security situation, humanitarian situation in Ethiopia. But those who are in Sudan, they're fleeing into Ethiopia. Why? Because RSF are coming. Fighting ongoing. So they are just to save their lives, they're entering Ethiopia. 10,000 entered Ethiopia in the last 24 hours, reportedly. Sinja is around 100 miles, more than 100 miles away from Ethiopia Sudan border. People would say, Zajid, the war is not on Ethiopia Sudan border, it's more than 100 miles away from Ethiopian border. In past week, in just 7 days, RSF covered a distance of 115 kilometers. So it means that they can reach Ethiopian border now. If the capital of Sinnar has been taken by RSF, they can advance toward the Ethiopia Sudan border. If they manage to connect with Ethiopia, what will Ethiopia do? Will it support RSF? Will it stay neutral? Ethiopia is accused of supporting RSF, UAE backing RS. We know that we are seeing a diplomatic battle between the UAE and Sudan. Sudanese government has submitted a list of allegations with proofs that it has submitted it to the UN that Sudan, UAE is backing RSF. Then we saw counter reply from the UAE to the UN, and it denied involvement in Sudanese war, but people know that UAE is involved. By the way, Al Burhan is set to announce the appointment of a prime minister. In coming days, we could see announcement of a prime minister. Al Burhan wants to show as if the government is being put in place in Sudan with a prime minister, with head of military, with maybe sovereignty council being reformed as well. But RSF is a force to be reckoned with. Without RSF, establishment of a government perhaps won't be a strategic move. RSF is in a position now to dismantle governments. Let's see how far will it go in establishing a link with Ethiopia. It's not close to Eritrean border so far because it's in Sinnar. Sinnar state shares border with Ethiopia and with Eritrea. Gidaraf is close to Eritrea and Ethiopia. So far, RSF fighters have not entered Gidaraf. They are in Sinnar. They are going to connect with Ethiopian borders, it seems. Secondly, viewers, Migbe and Werede were seen yesterday. Both have been very active recently. Werede is the overall chief of the military, and he's the one who has been briefing us about the return of IDPs, about restoration of territories, about agreements, talks with the Ethiopian federal forces, federal officers, and Amhara elders too. He's the one who held talks in Shire, in the Bagna. He's the one who is monitoring the return of IDPs. Migbe is supporting him. Migbe is the one who led TDF's offensive in North Gondar, if you remember. He was the one who led TDF when TDF marched towards Gondar, but TDF could never reach Gondar city. It managed to reach close to close to Debar, I think, but it was stopped there. That was one of the most strategic offensives by TDF. Had Gondar been taken by TDF, Western zone, Western Tigray might have come back under TDF control, but it did not happen. Migbe was the one who led that offensive, and now he is here monitoring the return of IDP. So far, everything peaceful, everything smooth. IDP is returning. They reached Madre. We're monitoring the situation. We'll update you in coming. It was good to see, by the way, the two channels monitoring the return of IDPs. Channels are not just for fighting. They can be in charge of peacekeeping operations too. They can be in charge of peace building operations. Last viewers, an attack by Fano fighters in Gondar, a Zizo sub-city, Gondar city, where Fano fighters carried out an attack and they abducted militia chief. Reportedly, it happened within the last 48 hours. Militia members, some were injured in this attack. Fano groups have been warning militias, police officials, that if anyone is found conducting operations, supporting military, Fano will take action. It gave a 15-day ultimatum to ENDF militia police to resign, to stop working. But no one listened to Fano. Why? Because people, the members of militia, members of police, they are paid. How will they survive? They don't receive any salaries. But the Fano groups generally target militias and police. Why? Because they know that if militias and police become strong, ENDF will retreat. Not retreat, it will withdraw from Amhara region, and police and militia will conduct operations against Fano. They don't want regional security structure to be strong. They want ENDF to be deployed here so that ENDF suffers losses and it feels the pressure of this operation, and government feels the pressure of this operation. Because if ENDF is kept here, deployed here for months, obviously it will have a burden too on budget as well. Military mobilization needs money. So far, Fano strategy is working because regional security structure has collapsed. Without ENDF, police militia cannot stop Fano fighters. Thank you for watching.